Right, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on whereabouts you are in the world. I hope you're having a phenomenal day so far, and welcome back to our Monday stream. This is our Manor Lords Monday, where we're going to be playing some more Manor Lords. So if you want to join in the fun, you are most welcome to. Let's get ourselves up and running. This will take only a moment. So, and welcome if you're joining us on YouTube, very much appreciated. I'm just having to do one more thing so I can actually see all of the notifications from all of the places. And then we'll load our Monday Manor Lords campaign. So, I think it's our Baron Meh run. There we go. Manor Lords it was, indeed. Oscar, thank you so much, by the way, for the sub over on YouTube. And welcome to Zhao. Oh, pause up just for a wee second. We'll show you around our wee village. So, we've started a place with god-awful fertility. No real barley fertility. And we're being forced to play a particular way. We've managed to take one additional territory. I think we've just fought off the Lord recently, and we've got a massive annual royal tax that we have to pay now as well. So I suppose you played this, few thoughts on the tweaks. If you make the gameplay, thought you might replace the stop with something else. No, play through. I mean, it's still useful for people to understand how to beat the game. I just don't like the fact it's very prescriptive now, and I wish that Greg would stop titting around with balance and focus more on features. If people want to manage their fun out of a game, there's a really easy way to for them to not do that, which is they stop doing it. Whereas as soon as you build it to only go one way, it kind of sucks. So, with all that said, I suppose we better get ourselves up and running. So we've got some fields of wheat over this side. We've got some fields of barley this side because we have to farm it no matter how crap it is because, well, otherwise we can't upgrade our buildings, which means we can't get more tech points. Because we've got infertile land, we've gone for fertilization, sheep breeding, heavy plough and orchardry, and tried to trade as little as possible because we'll be punished for trading as well. So we're probably just going to play this at full speed. Fertility's so bad it barely matters, right? Right, just having a look at our foresters' huts over here. Setting ourselves up for some more wood storage. Because our fuel's looking a wee bit on the short side. Got a farmhouse there. We'll add another ox. Large storehouses. I'm just going to make sure all of those are fully kitted. I think we've done a lot of our areas as large burgage plots, and then the smaller plots, we've set them up to need to be chicken coops. And then we've got a few here. We've got a brewery, a Fletcher's shop, and a cobbler's store. They're all complaining about the tavern supply at the moment, which is reasonable. We've got the communal oven over here baking bread. And the hunting camp, honestly not doing much. What I was trying to find, there we go. There's our malt house, nothing stored inside. We've got a lot of wool, so I might set ourselves up from nothing to be built there. By taking a corner off, you can now build 2. We've also got an experiment running with a third type of food, which is our apple orchard here. So these are new burgage plots we've built with huge orchards. They take 3 years from the point you plant them to actually give you a full crop. You can see the seedling apple trees there. Steve Otar says you can just change the settings you want harder with battles, but the base game you're kind of stuck doing one way. Yeah, literally, you could either remove the battles completely because they're currently broken, or you can turn the difficulty up if you want to just face plant. Neither of which is particularly fun. Apples so plump and juicy you want to drink them by the guzzle. We'll expand the living space there as well. We've got lots of foresters' huts here, trying to make sure this is as sustainable as it can be. We have a fair amount of timber, not a load. We could, if we wanted to, turn the timber up a little bit more over here. We've got lots of people working the storehouses. So one thing I don't actually know is what the perfect size for goats is. And how is our granary looking? Flour and vegetables in there at the moment. I don't know if the goats are better if they're larger or smaller, or if there's a set number of goats that they'll do anyway. I do have a cunning plan for the guys on these plots, so... Go for pole arms. Okay, does you only lose and all the changes, it's how long you last. Call it hammer myself and the Gentleton's difficulty. Yes. Really? That's a game-breaking bug. Cool. Because I was placing a thing. There we go. We managed to get it out. So if that happens, so you have to hit the escape to get to the menu, cancel the building you're building, and then move your mouse exactly where it is, and then hit escape again. There we go. See, this is the thing. That's why it really frustrates me a little that Greg, who's done so much good work, is focused on game balancing stuff when the game was fine instead of dealing with bugs. He's introduced the royal tax, which introduces bugs, and then instead of focusing on that, focuses on making sure that you have to make everything in that one square that you've got. It's a heck of an orchard, says Life Alchemist. Yes. It's not really doing anything for us at the moment, but we will get there. So I'm putting more people into another weaver's workshop. We've got the large granary there. I could do with, actually.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
We have so much wool. Right. Just putting another well here. Just it doesn't cost us really anything to do it, so might add a few more stables yet as well. Alright, we probably need to build ourselves another large storehouse, I suppose. Probably over this side. Alright, we're starting to get our eggs up together. That's some good news. Hey CD, how are you? If you're not already following CD, you definitely should be at twitch.tv/CD. One of my favourite people on Twitch and one of my favourite people in general. How are you, CD? I do love that you were still talking about every time I see you how good the burgers were in Edinburgh. That was let's add some more families here. We'll add another log there. Oh, responsible forestry area over this side. And do love the autumnal look of the trees. It's a lovely memory I get to keep now. Great company with great food in a great city. I mean, plan was there to make up for me, so I suppose there was some great company nearby. You're well though. Rube is currently en route to me. Oh, awesome. Oh, that is fantastic. What time is he due to arrive? By the way, if you haven't watched CD's run through of Elden Ring, it is hugely entertaining. Definitely worth watching on the VODs as well. That large storehouse. I'm going to bring more of our unassigned families into this as well. Might have to up our saw pits. We should probably start upgrading some of our troops, but I've just upgraded our troop numbers for now. So we've got enough to pay the king's tax. Currently. Policies available, except they're not really. Anti-camp looks fine over there. So what we're doing is just making sure we have enough resources being stowed. There's a reason the requirements aren't being met. No one's living there yet. We've got more housing than we have families by quite a margin at the moment. Let's do the same down here as well. So what we're going to do is just add 6 families to the storehouse. So we more efficiently pick up the yarn and wool. And we should also have this dyer's workshop. Ugh. I'm going to need more fuel. as our highest priority. And we'll see if we can get 3 more people for fuel.
Snowy Alps. Bristleland and Blessing.
What I'm trying to decide on, chat, is whether we bother using the trade facilities at all. $3.20 for ale, 80 for barley. Holland says, such tight and straight roads, have you not embraced the charm of the bumbly medieval mess yet? Yeah, unfortunately, if you're actually playing to win, you can't really do that currently, which is a bit of a shame. And tools are used to make buildings more efficient, yes. It's one of the things you can ignore, but it kind of hurts you if you do. I am currently ignoring it. So I'm going to add 2 of our spare families to getting more wood cutting done. Theoretically, these 4 should be able to support these 3 buildings here, but I might actually have to add more foresters' huts. It's not surprising there's no storage space left at Weaver's Workshop, although I was kind of hoping that people would pick it up from here at the large storehouse. Holland says the one with the bumbly medieval mess once already. Was that prior to the new update, bud? Because I have also one with a bumbly medieval mess prior to the last update. Yes, Holland, much. Well, it's not harder, it's more boring. There's been some balance done to it. Which means that things like trading your way out. So this barley, I've done it as an example. You'll see in a second. That barley is going to be almost impossible to trade over time. Meanwhile, where you could previously just sell warbows, they're going to drop to nothing. And there's a royal tax that will keep increasing as your economy increases, which we've managed to outperform, but yeah. We could probably redo some of the streets, but honestly, I can't be bothered. Like, I'm not quite as inspired to do as many interesting things when everything's been nerfed to heck. Also, you can see the Baron has expanded quickly and the battles are more BS. The Baron will almost always win the battles unless you have overwhelming force, and will come in up to 3 waves. Which mode is this? Without the Baron, you wouldn't actually have any battles, but so yeah, we tried flanking, we tried doing some silly fun, and the Baron just whooped us. So we're now going to do the boring thing of building up forces and then going and whooping them back. And the royal tax is what's meant to stop us doing it, but I'm going to demonstrate that does literally nothing other than make it harder for people to have fun. There's bandits, but those are not proper bandits. No, those are like it's cool, but yes, that's not really a boss. You can build whatever you like with just bandits. And I do like the fact you can turn them on and off. That is pretty great. Okay, so we have now hopefully got. We have a look over this side. Granary. I don't really want to trade away the rest of our roof tile. I suppose we're not really using them for anything. But it is not exactly a renewable resource for us. The bandit invasions tend to be a cakewalk. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The only downside to the bandits is because you can't have town walls at the moment. Something that there's a poll about in the Discord. And you're not meant to abuse the castle because it's been designed in a way that the castle will actually... You can break the map by building the banner in a particular way. What can kill you with bandits is if they suddenly appear from the corner. Like if they start here, particularly when you had the bugs before where people move back into the families, into the buildings. But by the time you realise they're there, they can already have set fire to your main village. And it's the same problem that you have with the Baron fights. If the Baron hires people that come from these 2 areas, for example, they could just walk through, or in fact, really anywhere down here, and say you were fighting over here and the Baron hired mercs, they could just come in here and set fire to everything away from the battlefield. And you're currently getting you hired bandits to fight the bandits, which fund the bandits fighting more bandits. Yeah, that's pretty much how you do it. Or you can just not fight the bandits and just steal the stuff from their camp by waiting for the Baron to go fight them and just go and sneak around. We'll need more burgages soon. Our food's going up a bit. Our fuel's going up a bit. So it's 6 months of fuel, like 4 months of food. Quite a bit of flour there. Not efficient, but what we can do is build the bakeries. I don't know. Build another one down. This way somewhere, maybe. Maybe even a second granary. Got these burgage plots here and these ones here that we could probably do something. Ha! Cool. Any chance that the core controls of the game could work, please and thank you. Unfortunately, what we should have done is hire the mercenaries before the battle, but what I was actually looking for as well was you. There we go. All right, where's his BS armies? Are you... Ah, dear. I've got no idea which way they're coming from. So soundtrack reminds you of Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood. The soundtrack to this game is amazing. It's right up there with Christine's soundtrack to Old World. What if I want to just so you'll give me 390 gold to give up? Oh, are you kidding? This is right, so this is a bullshit. So they snuck in behind us. Which, or you could ignore my orders. That works too. The battles used to be so entertaining in this, and now they are... There we go. Job's a good one. What changed battle-wise? There's a lot of BS that goes with battles now. So say you claimed... Let's say we were claiming Waldebrand, and you had an army that you sent in there to Waldebrand. The battle will start centering in Waldebrand. So what you used to be able to do is the deal was you had to win that battlefield and hold on to it. And you lose either way now. So if we had the battlefield here and there was a fight and you still had some guys left, you won that first battle. Then there's some more guys coming in from the other side of the map. You could just randomly lose the battle, despite the fact they never actually get over to the battlefield. That's happened to us twice. You could also find that the battlefield will just suddenly move. You're fighting over Waldebrand in Waldebrand. Ah, funny story. More of their troops are now in Selbitz. So, yeah, the battlefield's moved. You're no longer in it. You lose. That's happened to us twice. It's just all of the things that have been done to make the player less OP has just made it less fun. Sounds bugged. I don't know what to tell you about that, unfortunately. Are you having fun with the game? It is significantly less fun than it was before. I'm playing through at the moment to demonstrate how to win versus how to have fun. There you go. So the annual royal tax is reduced. What we're doing, we've got the spearmen will be able to raise again soon. TM. We'll start importing some more ore in a bit. But the combination of changes, nerf Steepotar, oh, it's saying the battle sound bug rather than your sound. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. Archers have been nerfed as well, so they're ineffective. Yeah, they got nerfed into the floor. Bear in mind that your militia are already a militia, so you can't do a lot of the things that the mercenaries can do, which meant that your defense was really nerfed as well. Thanks, Holland. Appreciate you, bud. Then the trading's been nerfed, so it forces you to start on every tile. And if you've watched me play any difficult game before, you'll know that I hate it when people say, oh, well, you have to keep restarting till you get the perfect start, because that kind of manages the fun out of it. One of the joys is the difference in resources here. If you want a run that you are going to enjoy playing Manor Lords, you have to restart until you get a tile that has at least some level in your initial tile of fertility now, because if you don't, you're going to have a miserable time, because you need barley to be able to make beer, and where you could just trade your way to barley historically, it'll probably start showing up here, but the trading was changed so much because it was seen to be so against the spirit of the game that they'll just massively increase the price. There you go, you can see it's already going up. It'll keep going up massively. So I'm doing all I can do to cheese it at the moment, truth be told. I'm currently importing masses of it while it's at a lower price, hoping I'll be able to survive when it gets to the higher price. And vice versa, because a few people demonstrated how you could make an economy on sheep or on bows, so you'd have this balanced global trade. That also gets nerfed into the floor. So your war bows will become virtually meaningless. Look at the price of establishing trade routes now. 400 gold, which you're looking at going, that's not that bad. And then look at this annual royal tax. And that's to force you to have to tax your people, because otherwise you could have had a better economy. Steve O'Tar says, basically, how 90% of my playthroughs are at the moment, staying alive and not being crumped into the floor. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a great example of a game dev playing around with mechanics that worked to try and stop players managing the fun out of the game, and in the process, because he made so many changes, so many things, everything that a YouTuber will have shown you on how to make the game a little bit easier to play or do some funny, silly things, virtually every single one of them got taken out of the game. and none of them were game breaking unless you did a combination of all. And if you did that, you were managing your own fun out the game. So you could combat managing your fun out the game by just not doing it. I can't tell if that's a drop something on Twitch says also true. I mean, the way salespeople or politicians talk are very good at this non-offensive talk thing. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. Sounding like a politician sounds awfully like an insult. Have you found it possible to supply your own barley for beer? Nope. Because, so it would be if we had... Hang on, let me open the menu so I can show you the barley. So if we were in... Oh, bad words. There we go. If we started off in this area, we would be A-OK for the supply of barley. And the reason I say that starting off in a fertile area now is a legit, like restarting to get it is a legitimate thing you might want to do, is because this would grow enough barley. If you really focus the barley, that will grow enough for you to be able to export to your other areas, and will mean that you'll be able to get level 2 and level 3 housing without the associated problems. Let's grab those. Sorry, just sorting that out while I spotted it. So you don't have to trade it externally. It means you can grow your barley fields. You can then send the barley onto the other towns, and you'll have taxes and be able to just grow the same way you used to be able to do before the update. If you end up with an area like this, and I'm showing that you can do it, but it's just not fun, what you end up with is some really crap barley fields, which the best you could do is put sheep on them and fence them up to try and help a bit. But the reality is it doesn't produce enough barley to produce enough beer to cover having lots of houses upgraded that will pay more tax. So you end up having to import it. And the imports, because it was seen to be a way of getting around the weaknesses on the tiles, the imports have been really hit. So you see here, roof tiles, they will make us loads more money. So it's barely worth us trading them now. So I'm going to say we'll export them and let's do there. There we go. I'm not even going to bother keeping export that, really. I'm going to put up to 1,000 so we have plenty of them for other tiles, other buildings, but there's no real point in exporting. Colonizing new area was too hard. So a couple of things. You used to be able to fight battles to colonize areas. So when the Baron would declare for an area, what you'd be able to do is just hire a shed load of mercenaries and send them onwards to go and fight the battle for you. And if you won that, you got the area, so it'll let you claim it a lot more easily. And you can get the money together for that just by fighting bandit camps, and not even fighting the bandit camps. Let the Baron fight the bandit camp. You could sneak in behind and steal the gold, particularly if you had some archers. But then you have bugged battles. So now you've got these bugged battles that they'll do, like, no matter what. I think we've won 2 since the update, because they'll just throw an infinite number of mercenaries at you. And their best troops unit size is 36. The biggest you can do is 24. But you can take the additional area, but you're going to have to claim it and you're going to need some cash on hand to be able to do that. And to try and nerf people building strong economies and then ruffle stomping, there's this annual royal tax that means your economy, or the amount of money you have available to your treasury to be able to equip your own guys, and also to give yourself the best start in the next area over, is also nerfed hard. So yeah, lots of ways that Manor Lords has had the fun managed out of it, because of a few people complaining in the Discord. Okay, enemy units being spotted. Which is a real contrast to Farthest Frontier. two different games. Love them both generally. Farthest Frontier has just added so much more interesting stuff to combat with adding cavalry, spearmen. You're getting more siege weaponry appearing now in raids on your city. You've added more. They've added recently horses, because that then allowed you had to have horses to be able to get cavalry. So you didn't just get cavalry. There's a build up to it that you have to do. They added goats and hens, which gave you lots of different options for food and for keeping your populace happy, rather than just having to do the very basic. I suppose we better call an army up. You see, now we've got those spears being made by a blacksmith. We'll keep doing that until we run out, but that gives at least a hand-to-hand unit. Also, let's not have you running around. And just to be clear, none of it is like, if this was a terrible game, none of the above would bother me. I'd be like, well, it's bad game made worse. This is actually a very good game. It's got a very passionate dev. I can just see him falling into the same traps that lots of devs do, which is somewhat frustrating. And it removed a lot of options for being able to do entertaining, silly runs in Manor Lords. Rather than just doing a straight run that you have to play a particular way. Matt says, spent hours today trying to dig a new settlement in a claimed area out of the shit. Finally make my town wealth to try and purchase mules and horses to trade for the packing station trade post, and just to have the mules and horses never arrive. I want to uninstall. See, this is the thing, is that I think that, and it is it's a genuine challenge. Bear in mind, Greg's a solo dev on, even with his expanded team. And he has the backing of an awesome publisher, Hooded Horse, my current favourite games publisher by a country mile. Very supportive, do great jobs on press kits, make sure that games go out, and they've got just such an awesome stable of games, excuse the pun, that if you haven't already checked out the other stuff Hooded Horse are backing, you really should. But if you're a solo dev, it's a lot easier to hear one or two people complain about something loudly, and you have to bear in mind that the majority of people, no matter how much you want them to, will never interact with your polls. Not ever. You see it on our community Discord, right? There's... How is a family hungry? We've got 4 months worth of food. It feels like it's on them. But what that ends up being is the people that are super passionate about it, that tend to be like, oh, wow, we could play this. And what if we had more battles like Total War? And what if we made it even harder? Can we have an even harder hardcore mode? If you don't split out those requests into a hardcore mode, what you end up doing is punishing the vast majority of players who are filthy casuals like me, who want to just play a game, have a bit of fun with it, and enjoy some interesting mechanics, marvel at the beauty of the villages that you can build, and slowly build your way out. But you do want the challenge of combat. You do want every element of the game. The problem is that if you are just listening to the hardcore gaming bros, what you're actually doing is screwing over everyone else in the community that plays your game. And those people won't spend hours and hours complaining. They just will uninstall. So we're going to put stand your ground on there, stand your ground on here. We're going to tell these guys to give ground if they're attacked. We're going to spread our arch a little further to stop incidental charges hitting them. Those guys are going to give ground. fact, move them a little bit further up. They're still coming straight at us. I don't know if you can see here, there is a bit of a stream we're going to make them walk across. In fact, we're going to make them walk a little bit uphill as well. So both militia and also bandits don't have the advantages that mercenaries do. It's why you really have to hire mercenaries for big battles, because they can't do things like shield wall. You can't train them to, can't do it. And even your retinue can't really do shield wall or anything. They're more of an offensive unit. Right, you're going to give ground. You're also going to give ground. Oh, I'm going to move you a wee bit forward. And if you want to see how far archers have been nerfed, this is a 100 and, what did you say, 144, 150, 180 archers firing, and we've managed 0 kills so far. Oh, we killed 1, 3, 6, 8. Okay. Yeah, they got nerfed. Basically, they got nerfed to being completely useless, and now they're nerfed to being pretty useless. And the win over here was us losing some militia and losing some archers. In hand-to-hand, the archers did more damage hand-to-hand than they did with their bows over range. There you go. Battle over. Oh, and we've suddenly gone to 0 food. Despite our granaries having stock. So what we're going to do is remove some people from the storehouse. Maybe we're not. Let's remove some people. We're in the wrong area. There we go, we're in the right area. 4 months worth of food. We're fine. Right. 1 person can go in there. We'll upgrade the size of the granary. And 2 people, 1 person can go in there. We'll go into the communal oven. And that one unassigned person can be dealing with getting more bread being made to increase our food stocks. My Divine says, sorry, but if you're a casual, what am I then? You're way more pro than me. Not at all. There are some games I'm okay at, but I don't pretend to be a top-end, high-skill, try-hard player. I play games to have fun. And there are some games that I'm very good at. There are other games that I am painfully below average at. But as long as we're having fun, I don't mind. Royal tax increases. That message is still blocked. I'm not going to upgrade any more burgage plots because between the taxation and the unburied bodies of the militia coming to fight us, we're going to have quite a nerf and approval. We need to keep that approval positive, and we want about 7 more families to join us. 5 more. We'll then start building some more burgage plots again. And the problem we've got is that There's our Emma fertility, so we're going to have to build burgage plots that are more food focused. Build in this area here, I suppose. No one's moved in, that's why the requirements aren't met. Come on, Flanky and Umpty. I won't build any more burgage plots until someone's moved into these two, because I want to use these two as workshops. So. And, like, to be clear, none of these complaints are world-ending. They're all just could be easily addressed by rolling back all the changes that we made in terms of the forcing people to do things a particular way, build out more of the systems and encourage people to do things other ways. Forcing them to not screw themselves over is not something players are good at listening to. You see our regional wealth is dropping. That's because we're really focusing on getting the barley through the door. You can see the global market supply is undersupplied, so it's going to keep pushing the price up. And it will keep pushing the price down for warbows. We've got 155 of them sell at this point. There's probably not a lot of point in us continuing with that, to be honest. That wasn't what I was going to put here, chat, but I changed my mind. We already had an upgraded burgage plot there, which would let us do a little more, so I think making these our expensive high street houses is the way to go. But yeah, if your archers, despite having the high ground and a valley between them, and your guys, the enemy had to walk through water and had no armor, and they managed to kill 7 people at range. Yeah, archers aren't archering properly. How's our tavern supply looking? I think our next load of burgages will probably get goats. I might build them over this side unless there's a really compelling reason not to. Not really. So we'll put another well over here. Making water more easily accessible. So goats are one of the options for keeping at the back of burgage plots, and they just provide leather. They don't provide any meat. So you kind of have to balance it with plots with eggs and carrots. I'm really going to have to do these one at a time to make them. Maybe we do it the other way around, chat. Nope. Okay. Why no work area on that one there? Right. Let's try. I am clicking in this corner every time and it keeps moving. Okay. Got some more burgage plots being built there as well. So the royal tax is just trying to increase constantly. That's 16 days notice and it's like, oh no, you're it looks like you're going to surpass the royal tax. We'll increase it again. You look like you're having fun. Would you like me to mess you around? GW doing another global campaign, you wonder if tally was results or just ignore them again, or actually stick to the ones like they did with Imperium versus Tyranids. That sounds interesting. Check out our trade. This raging signals. I don't know if it's terribly relevant. Oh. There we go. So despite that we got positive 400 gold there, we're in the negative because it's our tax income it counts. Which means that if we try to hire mercenaries at the moment, we'd obviously be screwed. And then there's another tax in 352 days. We're going to have to get 1,000 together. And that's to try and force me to increase our taxes. Because our approval rating is going up. I'm going to have to increase taxes because we have to play the way Greg wants us to now. Just manage our way past it. So this tailor's shop. Linen dyes, yarn and dyes. We can try and make some cloaks. We're near the and dyes bit, which might be a bit challenging considering how little food we've got. But we do have over here a dyer's workshop. We'll get a couple of them in there. See how that goes. And our apples should soon be starting to get to a point that they're producing some. So you see that income is putting our regional wealth up, which is going to be taxed to provide treasury. Going to increase that just for giggles. What I'll also do is over here we had 2 saw pits. I'm just going to make sure that second one is now starting to do more production, and we'll take the logistics and add another hitching post. There we go. Just so it's a bit easier for us to spot our brewery. So they've increased our annual royal tax again. To 1,100. And this is all to prevent you building a large city. You know, the fun part. There we go. We seem to have a couple of goats in these back gardens here. You are not wrong, Nectar. I'm placing it here just because it pops. It'll put them over here, hopefully. We have stable space. So we've got a tavern over here and our original tavern over here. That's one more there that will get upgraded. Oh look, the royal tax we're not going to have enough to make anyway is being increased. Quelle surprise. What do you reckon, chat? Do we get foreign supplies, trade logistics, basic armor making, which seems a wee bit of a waste, charcoal burning, which would remove the pressure a little bit from the amount of wood we need to get, trapping, which will allow us to get more meat passively, forest management, which doubles the capacity of the terrible berry deposit that we have, but will give us some more for dye. Or apiary for honey. Irrigation doesn't seem to be particularly worthwhile, and rye cultivation, doesn't seem to be very worthwhile either. Honey or berries, says Cody. Welcome back, Cody. There we go. If we've doubled our berries, what we will do is that's we'll put a full fill another one here, so when the berries are in, we'll have more. Go with charcoal personally, says Steve Petar. Well, we have got it managed kind of with our fuel is going up just with more families in it. But honestly, one of the things I would normally do if we had a ore focus tile is definitely the charcoal. It is so useful. What I may have to do is move things around on our supply chain just a wee bit. So here we've got the dyer's workshop. Don't need you. Don't mind having the dyers, but I think I need to move people up the supply chain so they're gaining more berries when berries come back. Right, there's the last one. Because being as we have no berries in stock at the moment in the granary, I should probably do some more food-focused buildings. Oscar says most of the tax for farming villages were usually paid in produce rather than coin. After all, a lot of the tax was used to buy food, so you'd be used making merchants rich by making them the middleman. IRL simulator, you mean? So we have no ridiculous trades going on at the moment. Because if you actually have a look, here we go, there's our crops. So we could take this down. But our treasury is never going to get to that annual royal tax. Hey Tool Treasure, welcome, welcome. Lovely to have you here over on YouTube. I think you get attacked. I can't actually remember. It's a new balancing mechanic. It's not. What effectively it means is if you can't afford the tax, you go into debt. And if you go into debt, either if it's game over, it is what it is. But it's really meant to stop you hiring mercs, so you're very vulnerable to your next attack by the Baron. It's to stop you playing the game in fun ways. What it also has the side effect of is that it means that you can't expand to a second town because you use your treasury for that. So we could currently, but we're just going to let it roll. We've only got half an hour before we switch over to the community choice game of the day, which is, or for the first community choice game of the day, which is Tavern Master. And then we've got Tavern Master. Then we're playing some Mordhau PvE shenanigans in our community Mordhau server, which everyone's welcome to join in for. And then it looks like it's going to be dark and darker later on tonight, as voted for by the community. You can still have your say by going to the Discord at discord.gg/imaflanker and going to the schedule tab. You can choose what we're playing. And tomorrow, just a reminder, we're going to be playing some Northgard and then some Tactical Tuesday games, which may include Ready or Not or Age of Empires or something as well. Yeah, we're down to 1 month's worth of food. It's going to take a little while for this to get up and running. Easy, we're going to be nowhere close on this royal tax. Oh, one thing we can do though is that mining bit is no longer needed. And demolish that. We have used all of the rich clay deposit. What I should have done actually is a silly move that I could have changed, is if I changed charcoal burning, if I went charcoal burning instead of berries, then afterwards I could do deep mining. I'm not going to be able to do that on this tile now. You're fun in the game in this economy, I know, right? It's very unreasonable of me. Ooh, 43 days and we're not even halfway there. But this also means that your units are nerfed as well, because you can't upgrade them. Because you don't have the money, because that comes in your treasury. It doesn't matter how rich your region is. See the tannery's working away there. Queen Loven's doing its work. Our granary's got 76 flowers, so we've got plenty of flour. It's just taking a while to get it sent out. What are the people up to there? Waiting. I think we're actually out of the components for that, so we'll take someone out of that as well. Praxis says, right, time to start moving office. I'm back in a while when I've got the PC hooked up, hopefully. Yeah, it's going to be awesome for you. I'm really happy for you, Praxis. You're getting your office together, my friend. Once we get ourselves up to 190, I'll put some more buildings together and we'll get them more food focused. We don't have any families at this burgage plot at the moment, which is a bit of a shame because that's going to be producing a lot of food for us. Dusting and vacuuming to do first. Let's see how long it takes. Always longer than you expect, my friend. Oh, there you go. So the taxation combined with the fact that we've had to build more housing has meant that we have lower approval. Because the approvals dropped below 50, we won't get any more people come in. So the clothing market supplies helps a little bit. The church levels helps a little bit. So we've gone back into green. But that's really the intent of this. And we're currently 536 tax in debt. So our choice is either we have to stop growing because it's forcing us to, because if we put the level of tax up again, it will go up to 32. There we go. So this is what I mean about, instead of introducing new systems and making it fun, because some people have loudly complained that you could cheese some aspects, which you could get by with just not. They're just actually making it less fun. So that's, we're going to have to get 1,500 gold together. Meanwhile, because of the barley problems, we're going to have problems with beer. Let's have a look at our storehouse, see what we've got that we can trade away. And I mean, shields are a renewable resource for us. Our army's now up at 36 out of 36. But the trading has been nerfed, so it will very likely cause us more problems. Let's see. Large shields. Establish a trade route. We're going to export those. Let's say we want to end up with, I don't know, 2 units worth of shields left over. So we've got 257 to export. There we go, we're back up 50% approval. But then the tax is going to come out and knock it down by 16. Our negative approval, there you go. Oh, it's 33. So we can't outperform the tax. And because we're now at negative, I can't actually build in any other territory. So we can fight for everything, but it's just really a bit boring now. Like, you can cheese it, it's just not going to be fun. So your struggles would inspire me to pick Manor Lords back up. You should. Just because I don't like something doesn't mean that you guys have to not like something. So this should be our fully grown trees on year 3 here. That's year 1 trees next to it. And we now have some level of food coming from these. They're really not efficient for the first 3 years. That seems more like typos than anything else. For problems, like we used to have, I used to, for utility, we had a lot of shorthand that we used. So I totally get it, mainly because at that time there was a technical limitation that meant we had 144 characters for notes. I can see someone walking back and forth through there. Does that mean it's actually occupied? Nope. Does not compute plus do English. Right. Oh look, mercenary companies, we can't have it, have become available. So this also impacts the morale of your units as well, so you're more likely to lose. You know what, I'm actually so bored right now. Let's do this. Let's just... Not claiming anything for any particular reason other than boredom. How a few balance tweaks have managed to make this such a chore versus the joyous experience it was before is actually kind of impressive. Don't frickin' run anyway, you don't have the morale for it. We'll lose this, but at least it's more fun than sitting doing nothing. Any chance that unit could do what it's told? There you go, that's our first unit of archers that have been broken. No, run! For God's sake, man. Oh, okay, screw it. All right. Oh, I'm planning to, lads, as soon as we've lost this. So we currently have 72, 92 archers here, and they've managed to do 3 people worth of damage. Right, we're going to tell them both to stand their ground. They're broken. Oh, we won that. How much influence do we have? Okay, that's back up to 36. Those are back up to 36. They're back up to 36. Just checking none of them are running. So the battle for Hofstadter is centered here, chat. Just remember that, because it won't be for long. So we've had to move all our troops up in before some units will either randomly appear here or the battlefield moves. So a band of raiders has been seen. They're over here. Let's just high speed this through. Oh no, our royal tax has increased. Okay. How about let's just hold them here. Now, I don't think these brigands have anything to do with this fight. The battle has definitely moved a little bit. So we've not got a lot of high ground. We have got some for our archers. We've got the spear militia being our high threat unit. Enemy unit spotted. There we go. That feels more like the BS approaching our way. So we're going to have to deal with these raiders and deal with this army behind us.
Keep your distance. Move quickly. Your orders. Your orders. Yes. Kill them. My liege. Faster. My liege. Kill them. Pick up the pace. Yes, sire. My liege. Yes, sire. Sire. Run.
This may use a cheat system to prevent the issues of money. Yes.
Yes, sire. Sire.
Oh, we killed one. Okay, now we've got a few seconds to turn ourselves around. You see this battlefield here, it's saying this side's in. So we're going to...
Pick up the pace. Pick up the pace. My liege. Faster. Heavy infantry. Move quickly. Run. Run.
Well, to get into position as quickly as we can. Changed my mind twice on kind of roughly where we're going, but... Oh, there's still a unit behind us.
Pick up the pace! Yes, sire! Move, Andy! Pick up the pace!
Alexander says, does the game have factions you play like Counts of Old will be the Netherlands or sometime? No, it doesn't at all. It's one map at the moment. With one either an off-map enemy or not. It's more of a village sim than a war game currently.
Move quickly! Run! Orders! Pick
Okay.
up the pace! Move quickly! Yes! Yes, sire! Faster! Orders! Stand and fight! Sire! Pick up the pace! Lord! Move quickly! Orders! Yes, sire!
Right, there we go. So we are still pretty much all in the area. So it's gone from a countdown to a battle.
My liege!
Right, they're hard pushing this flank, so I'm going to move archers over this way. Sorry, move the spearmen over this way.
Yes, sire! Yes! Pick up the pace! Run! Sire! Stand fast! Pick up the pace! Sire! Unit, back off now! Men! My liege! Sire! Sire! Die, bastards! Attack! Bastards!
We'll lose a lot of men in this fight.
Orders! More orders!
They didn't back off.
More orders! Yes, sire! Yes, sire! Men!
So we're getting utterly wrecked. I need these two units to run if we're going to have any chance at all. No, we've lost. Ah, we've lost it. Ah, well, we ran away apparently. Cool. So we won one, we lost one. Peace has been declared. They've kept their peace there. We've got our extra piece here. And now we'll just have to wait for all our units to come home and disband them.
Yes, sire.
You're in the positive money on again. No, we're not. Don't worry. We're definitely not. The 1k annual royal tax has put paid to that. And now, there you go. There's taxation hitting. The royal tax has dropped very slightly, and our approval has gone through the floor, so we can't repopulate. And because our elite unit is down to 1 man or less than 5, you can't actually get those guys to rally anymore. So, not counting the tax. That makes sense. So, let's save this under our meh game again. And next week, I'm going to win that. Just for the, to show it can be done. But all the changes have done is Greg has managed to manage all of the fun out of doing it. So, which kind of sucks a bit. Because the royal tax doesn't really have an impact. Other than it's going to make it harder to do interesting stuff. The rest of it, we can just... We'll swap a unit of archers for a unit of spearmen because archers be nerfed to the ground. And then we'll go fighting them for everything they've got left. So, what we're going to do now is we're switching over. So if you're watching on YouTube, if you have a look, you'll see there should already be a tavern master stream up and running that you're able to go over to if you want to continue watching. For those watching on Twitch, just stay exactly where you are, and we'll continue with some shenanigans, except this time they'll be fun. I'll be back in just a few moments. I'll leave you with some music to listen to just while we do the switch over, and I should be back in just a few moments. Mick, well, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated.
I've been drinking Kool-Aid, cameras like I did when I was 9. 'Cause I like to pretend that I haven't lost the time.